The online MST is relatively new. We offer courses that will help you complete a master's in science in about 2 years.
When I looked at the program online, I pictured that I would have to watch these pre-recorded videos of a teacher who didn't know me, and then I'd take some online test and go to the next video. So when I started this program, I realized that I am part of this community of fellow classmates and professors.
One of the things that I've been finding and also getting in the feedback from students is that online teaching, although you might think that it is more distant, you're just sitting at your computer screen and interacting that way, actually it can bring you much closer together as a community. The other great thing is that instead of simply being videos like 50 minutes long or so, these lessons tend to actually be organized in short chunks with questions in between, as well as live sessions that foster discussion using webcams, for example.
I think one thing that I've seen in the course that I teach is that there really is the development of a community, that the teachers are talking with each other both in class and asynchronously on the discussion boards, and I get the impression that they're talking with each other outside of class. A lot of times teachers can feel kind of isolated, and I think having that interaction with other teachers and in this sort of intellectually stimulating context, I think is a real benefit for them.
The opportunities to meet with my classmates were extraordinarily beneficial. There were students from all over the country. It was interesting to hear their take on things based on where they lived, the student population they worked with. They were very supportive. I feel like I made friends with people I hadn't met before.
Every week we're posting, we're replying to other people's posts. So I feel like I am not isolated. I feel like I'm part of this educational community. The professors were extremely accessible. Ironically, I feel like the professors in this program probably have a better idea of who I am than some of my undergrad professors in my big lecture hall classes, where I was physically there. One
of the key aspects of my teaching philosophy is that I'm working with teachers, and teachers are professionals, and they have a lot of expertise of practice that they bring to the class, and so I want to create a classroom environment that allows for them to share their ideas with each other. So I don't see it as me as the expert telling them what to do, but rather me as someone who thinks about ideas that they may not have thought about in depth.
Well, I personally believe when I am teaching that I'm always keeping in mind the teacher's ultimate audience are high schoolers and middle schoolers, and that not only are they getting material that is appropriate for a graduate level class in the form of primary literature, scientific literature, but that they also receive materials that they can take straight to the classroom that's already at the level of the high schooler.
It's an opportunity for them to make connections between the science content that they're learning in the science classes and the teaching that they're asked to do every day in their own classroom. The assignments that they're given, the assignments that they do, the readings that they do, have all direct connections to their classroom teaching. So I really try to ground everything in their practice.
The science and education courses really melded together well. The instructors in both schools really worked hard to make sure that we were bringing the science into the education and the education into the science. And with the newly released Next Generation Science Standards, I felt really prepared to start applying those into my classroom because of the melding that the professors provided.
This program is constantly focused on how to apply what we learn to our own classrooms. Everything we do is about how are you going to bring that back to your students.
In fact, my students knew on Tuesday nights we met as a class. Every Wednesday they would ask me what I learned, and there were some classes where they couldn't wait to hear what I learned the next day.
Because the program is completely online, it fits perfectly into the schedule of teachers who are currently working, who are currently in the classroom, and who have a home life. So you never have to come to campus.
I have 3 kids at home, and it's really hard for me to be away. And so I can be in class with my fellow students on the computer while my kids are in the room next door. I would not be able to get my master's if this program wasn't online.
I did not feel like it was easy, and I wasn't looking for that. I wanted to be challenged, and I wanted to learn, and I wanted to grow as an educator and a scientist and a learner.
Nobody's phoning it in. They all really want us to be better science teachers. So that comes through. I would absolutely recommend this to fellow science teachers.
So it's a very organic environment and a very strong environment, I think, that is offered in this online medium. And so I'm absolutely thrilled to hopefully meet you very soon online.